so excited for this one. Okay.
Okay, yeah, literally, I was just so excited that the first words on my little report about it is, I'm so excited for this one, okay?
Me.
Okay, oh, hi, hello.
Hi.
I'm Janine.
I'm Caitlin.
Caitlin.
And it's murder again.
So this is kind of true crime, but also kind of like I just love her. So, oh, we're lady killers.
Hi.
Did we say that?
Yes. We are the lady.
The lady killers. I'm very excited. I need to take my shoes off.
Mine were on.
I almost hit you in the face. Goodbye. I'm so sorry. I did not mean for that to just
What a ride. What a ride.
I didn't plan for that. I should have just taken them off like a lady.
Did I know I'd get concussed today? Yes.
It was this close from your face.
It was like
so very close.
I thought I was like,
I thought I actually hit you for a second because it was so close to yours. I'm really sorry. Okay. So moving on. I apologize for my existence. So
yeah, it's okay.
We are talking about You said it's okay. I forgive you for your existence.
It's not like your fault.
I mean, like, I understand.
I mean, we all have our own struggles.
I'm not gonna blame you for yours.
Your own existence is your cross to bear, I guess.
I don't blame you for being you.
I don't blame you for being you, but you can't blame me for hating it. We're real fans.
I like Fall Out Boy.
I love Fall Out Boy.
I
don't know their new stuff.
I don't know. I think Uma Thurman was when I kind of
I tuned out after.
I did.
Yeah, no. I mean, like Pete once though in One Tree Hill. Like this video if you know what I'm talking about.
Give us some likes. Comment.
Say, you know, I remember. And don't give it any other context.
No, just so be, I remember. So there's a bunch of people in the comments, I remember. Okay. We're talking about Phoolan Devi. Foolan. I know. Jason.
Foolan.
So I saw Jason, we're talking about Phoolan Devi, and he goes, "You're fooling me," and I was like, "Shut up."
It's a good joke.
And it was pretty good. So, okay, just a slight sexual assault trigger warning. Not much of one, but just a little bit of one. Just to preface that. Foolan is super, super interesting and just super powerful and badass, and I'm so excited. So this isn't technically like a murder, like serial killer, like true crime thing.
She does kill people.
But she does kill people, so you'll see what I'm talking about. So, I'm just gonna... I didn't know how to start this. Oh yeah, Mitsu was here! I forgot about... So... this is from Quint.com, and I didn't really know how else to start this, but I think this summed her up very well, so we're just gonna jump into it. So, I
love a joke.
The article goes: Phoolan Devi, a dacoit, a rape survivor, a politician, a legend. I read that and I was like, I'm listening.
Excuse me.
So they go on to say, how do you describe Phoolan Devi?
How does one describe Phoolan Devi?
There's many ways. There's many ways.
How does one solve the problem like Poolan? How do you grab a cloud and pin it down?
Dude, I've seen Sound of Music probably more times in my life than I've seen any other movie, besides maybe Mamma Mia. I think those are my two top watched movies.
How do you find a word that means Poolan?
How do you describe Phoolan Devi? Do you decide to tell her story as a fearsome dacoit? By the way, dacoit is like a bandit.
Definition
is the best definition I could find, like a bandit.
Insert.
Oh, she's called the Bandit Queen.
Ooh, me.
So, do you decide to tell her story as a fearsome dacoit, one who had a price on her head, evaded police capture for 2 years, and terrorized police forces in Uttar Pradesh? Or do you describe her as a rape survivor, one who, as the legend has it, decided to take revenge for her gang rape by allegedly shooting 22 Thakur caste villages in Bemai? Or do you tell the story of Phoolan Devi, the politician?
Me.
The politically shrewd two-time MP who, after spending 11 years in jail, won elections with APOM.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it's not the last one because it was
it's all of the above.
It's either all the above or the first two. Gonna say,
but well, it's because the first two, and then she ended up being a politician.
How does that happen?
In that order.
Well, I say this, but you know where we are in our current political climate.
It's 2018. The legendary Phoolan Mala, her journey. The legendary Phoolan Mala's journey started on August 10th, 1963, in Gorha Kaprwa, Uttar Pradesh. I'm probably pronouncing some of these wrong. Uttar Pradesh, a small village on the Yamuna River. Phoolan's father owned an acre of land with a huge neem tree on it, and he hoped that the valuable timber of the tree
would get.
Ah, yes. Those swipes he would get.
Swipe, swoopity.
He hoped that, like, the timber he would get from the tree, from, like, cutting it down, he could use to pay the dowries for his daughter's marriages and stuff. So he was, like, waiting to cut it down until, like, he needed it for the dowries or whatnot. So, when Phoolan was 11 years old, her grandparents passed away, and within a short time, her uncle, I think her father's brother, took claim to their whole, like, property and estate.
Okay.
And declared himself head of the family. He took over the inheritance by deceit, leaving Phoolan's family to remain in poverty. Her uncle had a son named Mayadin, and he cut down said neem tree and basically just pocketed the profit, which is very unfortunate. Although her father submitted with mild protest, Phoolan confronted her cousin. She was 11 years old at the time. She confronted her cousin. She taunted him, publicly called him a thief, and attacked him. With her elder sister, she staged a sit-in on his land.
Who is this girl?
Oh my god, I love her so much.
She's like, screw you.
Yes. Even after violence against Phoolan, knocking her out with a brick, she wouldn't relent. 11-year-old Phoolan is like, gets knocked out with a brick and is like,
she's like, hit me again.
You're still a fucking asshole.
No, she's like, do it again.
She's like,
I dare you.
You're still a thief. Like, I'm you.
Now you're just a petty criminal and a thief, which I guess is another form of petty criminal.
11-year-old girl that you just hit with a brick. So.
But I'm still here because you can't throw.
I know. So, in an effort to rid himself of Phoolan, Mayadin arranged to have her married to a man named Puti Lal, who lived several hundred miles away.
What else do you do?
Exchange for a cow.
That's a good deal.
He was in his 30s.
That's also a good deal. That's young for the times. It could be an 80-year-old man.
Okay.
You know.
All right, but so Phoolan was 11 at this point.
Disclaimer, horrible, and I don't actually agree with that.
You're like, I don't agree with anything that I just said.
I don't actually agree with myself. The cow's a good bargain. So,
okay, for him, I guess. Whatever.
I don't know how rich or poor these people are.
Who knows? Devi claimed in her autobiography that he was a man of very bad character. So right off the bat, she's a badass. But so Phoolan's husband raped and mistreated her, which was agonizing for her.
Back. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was like.
100%.
That's why I was like.
100% backpedaling.
Yeah. I was like, if he was like a nice guy, okay.
Well, the age thing, you're like, it's the way the times worked, even if you don't like it. But I'm a backpedal.
You're like, I'm a do a little moonwalk and moonwalk the fuck back.
There was no way I could know.
That's okay. That's why I was just like. So, he raped and mistreated her, which was agonizing for her to endure, particularly due to her age and isolation, obviously.
Yeah.
She ran away several times, but would be returned to her husband for severe punishment. Every time she ran away, I think the villagers or something brought her back.
Yeah, totally. Mm-hmm.
She was returned to her village, being deemed too young to fulfill her duties as a wife. Yes. She's 11. 3 years later, in 1977, she was returned back to Putilal's home. So she must have been 14. She protested and was returned back to her father's home. So a wife leaving her husband is super, super, super looked down upon, super serious taboo, even though she was literally 14. whatever. And Foolan was marked out as a social outcast in her home village. Foolan continued to challenge her cousin Maiden, accusing him of thievery still up until this point. She took him to court for unlawfully holding her father's land, but lost the case. She was 15 at this time.
She was like, excuse me.
I know. She was like, I've been fucked over already by you like several times, but like I'm still gonna call you the fuck out.
She legally blonded it. She was like, hello now.
Like literally, seriously. Okay. So, in 1979, Maiden accused Foolan of stealing small items from his house and arranged for her to be arrested by the police. I don't think she was.
Hypocrisy is cute.
Yeah. It's real cute. Like, that's very trendy.
It's really cute when thieves call other people thieves.
I don't think she was a thief. I couldn't
No,
find...
I don't. Yeah. It's like literally like when someone's like, thou doth protest too much.
Yeah.
Like,
well, because it's literally just like, they say he accused her, but like...
Yeah, there was no.
So, during the 3 days in jail, she was beaten and raped by the authorities. She blamed her cousin for the injustice, and developed hatred for men who routinely denigrate women. When released from prison, she was further shunned by her village and her family. Justice was elusive and she felt hurt and helplessness. She was 17 at this point. I do like how they say, like, she developed hatred for men who routinely denigrate women, not just, like, men in general. She was, like obviously just for people who did her bad.
Yeah, it's like, wow, we live in a culture where it's like, wow, it's a lot of them, but it's not men.
I do appreciate that she was like, didn't just take it out on all men because she'd been fucked over so many times by men, but she like could see the difference.
Which I wouldn't even blame her if she
didn't. Yeah, exactly. So in 1979, a gang of dacoits, I said like basically bandits, best term I could find, abducted Foolan. Some also say that she was not kidnapped, but walked away from her life. Or
I was going to say, did they abduct her?
Yeah.
Or did she abduct them?
So I don't know if it's like they abducted her or like... Right,
I don't know why I think that's really funny. I want it to be like the tagline of a movie. They thought they were abducting her, but really...
That's kind of what happened.
She abducted her way into their hearts.
But so it's like, it's kind of unsure if like they abducted her or, you know, kidnapped her, or if she kind of was like, they took her under their wing, or like she found them. I don't know. So she ended up with a gang of dacoits. So the gang leader named Babu Kujar, I think I'm pronouncing that right, wanted to rape her. However, she was protected by Vikram Mallah, the second in command of the gang, who was from her same caste. Okay. So again, I guess Mallah is like a subversion of a caste, or it's like a group of people. But like he was from the same kind of like, not social caste, but like social status. Yes. Whereas the Babu, I think, was from like a higher up one.
Okay.
One night when Babu attempted to rape Foolan, Vikram killed him and assumed the gang leadership. I know.
Whoa, what a badass.
Right? Foolan fell in love with this man who had undoubtedly protected her and became Vikram's second wife. So the gang ransacked the village where Foolan's husband lived. So the like previous shit husband.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm. Foolan stabbed him. And dragged him in front of the villagers. The gang left him lying almost dead by the road with a note as a warning for older men who marry young girls.
Feminism.
Yes, right. I'm like, yes, girl.
No, fuck yourself.
I love her.
The note just says, fuck you.
Fuck you. And I love how Vikram's like, these people fucked with you.
I fuck with them.
I fucked them up. Like, I love it. I think they're the sweetest. So, Phoolan Devi learned how to use a rifle from Vikram.
Good.
And participated in the gang's activities across Uttar Pradesh.
I don't like guns, but this makes me happy.
Yeah.
So.
And Madhya Pradesh. The activities consisted of ransacking high caste villages, kidnapping upper caste landowners for ransom, and train robberies. After every crime, Phoolan Devi would visit a Durga temple and thank the goddess for her protection. Oh. The gang hid out in ravines of Chambol and Dulfer. So it's kind of like, she's kind of a little bit like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like they're fucking with the shitty people. Like I don't think they're
Bonnie
fucking with people.
Clyde,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's just
They just were a little bit more like money and then just didn't hurt common folk.
Okay.
But they weren't very nice to common folk
I think that okay, Robin Hood might be a little better.
Yeah, that might be better.
From what I can understand is kind of like, I don't think they like, at least I don't think she fucked with people who didn't need to be fucked with much. Also, Durga is, she is kind of one of the main goddesses of Hinduism. Yeah, so I did some like very quick and baseline research. Durga is a warrior goddess whose mythology centers around combating evils and demonic forces that threaten peace, prosperity, and the good. She symbolizes good energy and feminine energy and power.
I like that.
So that's very baseline research. I think it's in Hinduism.
That.
So,
and I think that's really representative of her.
Yes. Yeah. So like after every crime, she would go and like pray to her. So sometime later, Sri Ram and Lala Ram, two upper caste dacoit brothers, belong to the Thakur caste. Thakur caste is, I believe, is a higher up group. I don't know. So they returned back to the gang. Like they were part of the gang. I guess they left for whatever reason. They're back. They were outraged by the killing of the previous leader, the one who tried to rape Foolan.
Okay.
And like that the new gang leader was a lower caste person. Yes. So Sri Ram would make sexual advances towards Foolan. And so this led to tensions between Sri Ram and Vikram, Foolan's husband, who made him apologize to Foolan. So this guy was like making sexual advances towards her, and he was like, go fucking apologize to her. Like, what are you doing? I know. I love it. I love them.
They're cute.
When the gang would ransack a village, Sri Ram would beat and insult the Mallas, Foolan's kind of like caste group. This just pleased the other Mallas in the gang. So like, just to recap, Foolan and
Vikram.
Yes, Vikram are both Mallas, and a lot of people in the group are. And a lot of them left the gang because of this, because these two dudes were like fucking with the Mallas. When Sri Ram got a dozen Thakurs sounds like I'm saying fuckers, Thakurs to join the gang, Vikram suggested that they just kind of like split up, just like be divided because there was too much of a divide as it was. But they kind of like, they were like, nah, they didn't do it. They refused. So that terrified me.
Ghosts are strange.
Oh my God. That was Mitsuha. Sorry, guys.
It looked
She's
like a
basically a ghost. Oh, it sounded like a door was opening or something. I was like, oh, Jesus. Okay.
I thought your window opened.
I know, that's right. I was thinking one of these opened. That was scary. So, shortly afterwards, Sri Ram and the other Thakur members in the gang attempted to kill Foolan and Vikram, who managed to escape. However, they did unfortunately later kill Vikram, and they abducted Foolan and locked her up in a village. In the Bay Mai village.
They killed Vikram?
Yeah, they did. So I know, our number one power couple, but she comes back with a vengeance. Don't worry.
I was like,
it does not end here. So Foolan was beaten and raped by several men in Bay Mai. After 3 weeks, she managed to escape with two other Mallas from Vikram's gang, helped by a couple of the like lower caste villagers. She gathered a gang of Mallas that she led with Man Singh, a member of Vikram's former gang. The gang carried out a series of violent robberies in the north and central India, mainly targeting upper caste people. Same old. Some say that Foolan targeted only the upper caste people and shared the loot with the lower caste people, but the Indian authorities insist that's a myth. But like a lot of people say that's what was going on. So do you know what I mean? There was a lot of like,
they have a stake in saying that it's not true.
What do you mean?
Seems like if the authorities are essentially like, that's not true, they have a certain, you don't want people who are essentially criminals to gain legendary status.
Yeah.
Like that's not something that's advantageous for a government.
Right.
Because then you start praising criminals, which are enemies of the state.
Yeah.
Whether or not you like it or not, it's not advantageous for the government to be
Right.
like, yeah, she's a hero.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what's going on, because like a lot of accounts say that she was doing the Robin Hood thing and like giving back to lower caste people, but like the authorities were like, nah, that's not happening.
Not true.
So 17 months after escape from Baymai, Phoolan returned to the village where she was like kidnapped to take her revenge. On the 14th of February 1981, Phoolan and her gang marched into the Baymai village dressed as police officers. The Thakurs in this village were preparing for a wedding. Phoolan's gang demanded that her kidnappers be produced along with all the valuables in the village. Details about what happened are not really available, but Phoolan is said to have recognized 2 men who had raped her previously and sexually assaulted her and murdered her lover, Rickham. So two of the ones who originally participated in all that. When Phoolan's gang failed to find all the kidnappers, and after an exhaustive search, she ordered the gang members to line up all the upper caste Thakur men in the village and shoot them all. 22 men. The dacoits opened fire and killed 22 Thakur men, most of whom were not involved in her kidnapping or rape. Later, Phoolan claimed that she herself didn't kill anybody in Baymai. All the killings were carried out by her gang members.
Okay, that's like Charles Manson being like, didn't kill anyone.
I know.
Like, not a murder.
That might have been a little overkill, but like, I have
no
really
sympathy
care.
for those men.
Yeah.
It's not a like moment where I'm like, wow, poor guys.
I know.
Like,
I mean, some of them like didn't have anything to do with it. That's fair, but like, they probably
supported.
They probably
people.
do. I mean, it was a whole wedding. They were all friends, so they
Yeah.
probably. So yeah, I guess she's kind of pulling a Charles Manson. Was like, I didn't kill anyone.
I didn't kill a single person.
But my thing that I just see her being like fire. Like I just see her like orchestrating it all, and all of these guys.
Well, clearly she's like line them up.
Yeah, exactly.
Clearly she was like line them all up. Then
just all these like tough gang members, and Phoolan's small. Like she's like a petite woman.
Line them all up, and we shoot them all.
I know, dude. Like, see, this is what I imagine. See, like this, and her just being like,
shoot them.
she's so just like tiny and powerful. I love her. Okay, so the Baymai massacre was followed by a massive police manhunt that failed to locate Phoolan.
Cool. She was fooling the police.
She was fooling them. Vice President Singh, the then Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, resigned in the wake of these killings.
He was like, I'm going home. I'm tired.
It's like, I'm done.
I'm not going to succeed here.
No.
There's no win.
No. While uppers regarded Phoolan as a callous murderer, for countless untouchables, this gun-slinging criminal had become a Devi. Phoolan Devi was the incarnation of the goddess Durga, who we talked about.
Yes.
Devi essentially means goddess, and it's female-specific term for a deity in Hinduism, and it's a Sanskrit word for goddess. Literally means heavenly, divine, anything of excellence.
Goddess.
So she went from Phoolan Mala with her caste kind of name to Phoolan Devi. So she's literally just like, they think she's the incarnation of Durga. Like, she's literally
so
goddess.
Cool.
I know. I love her. So Phoolan Devi began to be called the Bandit Queen. Dolls of Phoolan Devi dressed as Hindu goddess Durga were sold in market towns in Uttar Pradesh. She was glorified by much of the Indian media. So let me show you a picture of Durga so you can see like who I'm talking about. It's her. So she's like the goddess.
Got it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Durga is like she's all like golden goddess, like she's gorgeous.
She's gorgeous.
Like she's just like a lot of light and love and like good energy. So just
and
so,
also the slaughtering of evil men.
Oh, also that. But like I think that also just goes to kind of back up the fact that she was giving back. She was Robin Hooding it and like giving back and like doing good. She wasn't just killing 22 men because revenge, like she was doing good.
Yeah.
So 2 years after the whole Baymai massacre, the police still had not found Phoolan. She was still fooling them. The government decided to negotiate a surrender.
Okay.
By this time, Phoolan Devi was in poor health and most of her gang members were dead. In February 1983, she agreed to surrender to the authorities. However, she said she didn't trust the Uttar Pradesh police because they sexually assaulted and raped her.
Yes, reasonable.
Mm-hmm, and insisted that she would only surrender to the Madhya Pradesh police. So, like a very specific, like, police department.
Yeah.
She insisted that she would only lay down her arms before Gandhi's picture and the Hindu goddess Durga not to the police. And she put down these 4 conditions.
I wonder why Mahatma Gandhi.
I don't know. I mean, this was in 1983. Affirmation. So, she would.
It's just interesting.
Yeah. So she would only lay her arms down before a picture of Gandhi.
She's not peaceable.
I know.
So it's just an interesting that like a symbol of peace generally. She's like,
she's not a symbol of peace, she's a symbol of general badassery and
like
goodness.
a little bit of revenge.
A little bit of revenge,
and like
but like
that's not Gandhi's
revenge.
vibe. Like Gandhi has like, she has more of a Malcolm X vibe to me than like a Martin Luther King vibe.
Yeah. If I could sit down with like 10 people, you know, on like a dinner table, she would be one of them. And I would ask her about these things. So.
Yes. Do you picture yourself as more of a Mahatma Gandhi or that was the whitest way I could
Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi. That's not correct.
No.
Mahatma Gandhi. Even I don't know if that's completely correct. I care. I don't know how to do this.
We're very southern and white.
Mahatma Gandhi. Or if she sees herself more as a like Malcolm X figure.
I don't know. I think she sees herself as a Phoolan Devi. She's doing whatever the fuck she wants to do.
Phoolan Devi.
So, again, she would only lay down her arms in front of those 2 pictures, not to the police, and she put down these 4 conditions. Affirmation of an aversion of death penalty. So she didn't want the death penalty.
Reasonable.
The term for the other members should not exceed 8 years.
Aww.
Okay. So she's like looking out for her team. A plot of land for her reconciliation. And her entire family should be escorted by the police to her surrender ceremony, which are all good. I'm like, I guess it's like,
those are fair.
If you're like, your gang is probably going to like get in trouble no matter what, so she's at least assuring that like they're not going to be there for life. Her family's not going
to be like murdered either. It's like on the way.
Yeah.
It's like police escort. Like.
Yeah. And those are only 4 conditions, but like they're well thought through. I'm like, okay. An unarmed police chief met her at her hiding place in Chimbal Ravines. They walked their way to Bend, where she laid her rifle before the portraits of Gandhi and Goddess Durga. The onlookers included a crowd of around 10,000 people and 300 police, and then Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, Arjun Singh. 300 personnel were waiting to arrest her and other members of her gang who surrendered at the same time. Phoolan Devi was charged with 48 crimes, including 30 charges of dacoity or banditry and kidnapping. Her trial was delayed for 11 years, which she served in the prison. So, I mean, that's unfortunate, but like, I guess.
What? 11 years.
I know.
I complain about the legal system here. You would never.
I mean, well, she was getting like sexually assaulted and like raped. Just like she was in jail for 3 nights for some petty theft that she got accused of. And these people like raped and sexually assaulted her, and she was there for 3 days. During this period, she was operated on for ovarian cysts and was given an unnecessary hysterectomy. The doctor of the hospital reportedly said later that we don't want Phoolan Devi breeding more Phoolan Devis. I want more Phoolan Devis.
Oh my god, that stuff makes me nauseous though. I hate forcible
anything, yeah.
No, I mean like specifically like that kind of form of eugenics.
Yeah.
Eugenics makes me really mad.
Yeah.
Which is what that was, is that it's like, we don't want a certain kind of person, so bye.
That doesn't work even.
I'm just also like, oh, this makes me nauseous. Okay,
it's okay, cool. It's okay. We're moving on. She was finally released on parole in 1994 after persuasion by Visham Bahar Prasad Nishad, the leader of the Nishada fisherman community. The government of Uttar Pradesh, led by Mulayam Singh Yadav, withdrew all the cases against her.
Those are 11 years, though.
That's 11 years. And unwanted hysterectomy. It's fine. In 1996, she stood for election to the 11th Lok Sabha, representing the, I'm so sorry, I think I'm mispronouncing all these words, Samajwadi Party, on a platform of helping the poor and oppressed. She was successfully elected in the constituency. Can you pronounce this for me? Constituency of Mirzapur in Uttar Pradesh. If I can't even pronounce that word, there's no way I'm pronouncing all these other words right. She lost her seat in the 1998 election, but was re-elected in the 1999 election and was a sitting member of parliament when she was assassinated. So,
She was assassinated. What?
On 24th of July 2001, Phoolan Devi was shot by 3 masked gunmen outside of her Delhi bungalow. She was hit 5 times, 3 to her head and 3 to her body. The gunmen fled the scene in a Maruti car. She was taken to a nearby hospital but was declared dead. The prime person accused of the murder, Sher Singh Rana, alias Pangaj, later surrendered himself to the police. That's at least good. Rana allegedly claimed to have murdered Phoolan Devi to make revenge for the 21 upper caste men she gunned down in the Bay Mine massacre, whatever, like 20 years earlier. Also, I was almost like, get over it, but like honestly, they probably like had part in raping women. It's fine. In the immediate aftermath of the murder, the police were accused of incompetence in their handling of the case. It was alleged that a party worker picked up revolvers that had been dumped by the killers and hid them. 3 other people staying in her house were accused of knowing about the revolvers. The revolvers then disappeared before the police could conduct a forensic test on them. So that's all I have about that information. So it's kind of sad because unfortunately she was like murdered, but like she did like she accomplished a shit ton, right?
But what the hell?
I know.
People in our own house were like, yeah, we're kind of involved.
A party worker picked up revolvers that had been dumped by the killers and hid them.
Yeah, that's weird.
The people staying in her house and knew they were accused of knowing about the revolvers. So it was like after she had already been shot, they dumped the revolvers.
So weird. Why? Why would they?
I have no idea. That's a whole other case we could look into. But
I'm like,
yeah, I literally only have that little bit.
I want to cover the murder.
Let's do it. Next up, let's cover the murder of Phoolan Devi. And there's also some like there was a movie about her called The Bandit Queen up until her life up until the surrender. That's all I got. So I love her.
I'm shocked.
Dude, that's why I've been telling her since I did this research how excited I have been to do this research because it's like or to like tell this story.
Tell me. Oh my God.
Right off the bat was just like super impressed.
No, I'm hard. It's hard to call her a murderer. You're right, because it's like one of those things where you're like,
she's not like a serial killer. She's not a murderer. Yeah, she's
a murderer. Yeah. But it's like
she has something to do at least with killing men.
Yeah, so you're just like, what is?
But again, it was very much like a Robin Hood, like kind of Bonnie and Clyde, but like Robin Hood kind of thing, you know.
Clearly no one minded.
Yeah, I know, and it's like, okay, maybe, you know, I can't say that I can agree with killing people, but also like in this case, maybe that was the only way to make a statement. You know, she's standing up for things that don't get stood up for.
It's also like what society she's in. So like, not talking about India in general, I'm talking about like the society of being involved in gang activity against your will, allegedly. Perhaps against your will, we don't really know.
A few of the articles that I read kind of like seemed to imply that the area that she lived in at least was like treated women badly or, you know, like kind of like as property, at least in that area. So it was just kind of like, but then her dad, you know, was like gonna cut down this tree for, you know, their dowries and stuff like that. So it's like, it was really just her uncle and her cousin that kind of like messed everything up for her.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she could by all means have lived a perfectly normal life, except, you know.
And I'm kind of glad in some ways she didn't.
I'm glad too. I mean,
the bad stuff sucks. But, you know, the good stuff's cool.
I mean, overall, I think she's pretty badass. Like, I really like her. I really liked the stories. I'm really, really excited to talk about it. So.
I do think it is like there's 2 ways to approach like grief and like something bad that happens to you. You can like roll over it. You can be
and I think
you can be a Devi.
Exactly. And then in the way of not rolling over, there's either go to too extreme and just like fuck everyone, kill everyone, or just, you know, be like, I'm going to stand up for this, for where I was wronged. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Because like we were talking about how she wasn't just like kill all men, except for that one time that she did literally kill just all the 22 men.
She was like, this is the last resort. You protected them. Is it your fault or my fault? It's your fault.
It's your fault. So
you could have saved your life.
yeah, she could have been a lot more just like petty and vengeful in like a bad way. But I think that she had her priorities, you know what I mean? Which is I like that. She was like a businesswoman. She was like getting it done. So that's all I got for you today. I killed it.
You killed it.
I'm so happy. Did I fool you or anything? I didn't fool you about it.
You wish.
I just wanted to use that pun one last time, but so
Fooling you once, shame on you. Fooling me twice.
that was her like her motto. She was like, fooling me once, shame on actually fucking you because you fooled me in the first place. Well, so that's what we got. That's what we got for you today.
So, if you liked that, or just liked fooling something, make sure to like, which is like rating, which I always say like, rate, subscribe, but just like because it's essentially the rate system here, just to clarify. So make sure to like the video, press the subscribe button, and then also make sure to press the bell notification icon if you want to hear more about what we're doing.
And maybe a follow-up, like the whole like murder of
I'm interested.
Of Phoolan Devi. I think that would be because I didn't really go into that at all. Like I'd like to know exactly what happened.
Yeah,
so
let's go into that.
Too long for this video, but maybe we could go into that another time. So
I'm into it. Let's do it. So leave a comment down below saying you know what you need to say. You saw it early in the video. Say I remember.
I remember. Be super creepy.
I remember.
This is probably going to be one of the last videos that we shoot in this room. I am moving this weekend, so we're going to be packing up our studio and moving it to my new home.
We're no longer a Houston-based operation.
Well, we'll be like half Houston, half Austin. So, well, I guess it would be technically based in Austin.
It'd be an Austin-based operation.
I know. I mean, I feel like that was part of our branding was the Houston.
It's too bad. Now I just have to rep H-Town, which we know I don't want to do.
No one does.
Also, we have social media. So she runs most of this, by the way. Anything she posts, I have nothing to do with. To clarify repeatedly, have nothing to do with anything she posts online.
You're just like covering your bases in case your roommates come at you. Still.
I'm like,
it's
posted
me.
Nothing.
I'm shameless.
She's the best, and she's good at social media. But if you want to hear more from her and secondhand through me, then make sure to follow us on all of our social media, which we'll have linked below. We're on Reddit, Instagram, Facebook. Okay, bye! Bye!